welcome back to my channel. This is Lorien with the Wellington Witch. Thank you so much for being with me today. This is going to be your bi-weekly reading starting from the 3rd of August and going all the way through to I think it's the 17th of August. It'll be in the title anyway. I'll confirm the date of the last one, but around the 17th. We start the 2 weeks off. Oh, we've got some ink and charcoal around here. We start the 2 weeks off with a full moon in Aquarius on the 3rd of August, so we'll be going in a little bit with that. This reading is to do with your sun, your moon and your rising sign. You can look at your Venus. I would recommend that you just focus on the main three, otherwise it gets a little bit complicated. And as always, thank you so much for commenting, sharing, liking, subscribing, making sure that you click on the alert bell. Some of you are kind of like first responders. I just see you immediately coming up whenever I put on a video. So thank you so much for everybody who's spending the time with me today. So hopefully we'll get some good information. We're doing a little bit differently this time. We have the Moonology Oracle deck, we have the Druidcraft Tarot, but we still have the runes. And it's going to go 2 cards for love, 2 cards for career, and general overview along with these 2 here. So that's enough rambling from me, but if you do want a reading based on anything I say in these readings online, or if you have a question that you'd like me to look into for you, all the ways is to get in touch and get a reading from me are down below in the description box. All that housekeeping out of the way now, let's get into your readings, and I'll speak to you guys very soon. Hello beautiful Virgo, welcome to your reading. This is Virgo Sun, Moon, Rising. If you can hear a weird machine in the background, it's just my mother drying her hair. Alright, so I'm just going to shuffle these for you. Okay. Virgo. I'm getting a good energy for you, Virgo, actually. Okay, that may not be fully... oh, hello, come back. So, there you go, thank you. That may not be fully shuffled. I'm just going to do a little bit of thinking on that. But if you're Virgo rising, the full moon in Aquarius on the 3rd of August, kicking off these next 2 weeks, is in your 6th house. Now, your 6th house is of health. You may be looking into different ways of tackling health problems or health enhancements. You could be wanting to look at alternative therapies, trying something new, replacing, a part of your diet with protein shake, or doing something that's different, because Aquarius is different and it will encourage you to look at different things in order to accommodate maybe your health needs. It's also power over energies, maybe enemies, and digestion issues and stuff like that, because it focuses on the stomach. But because you are kind of natural warriors, I don't want to make a negative connotation here, but you are very anxious people because you care so much. You care so much about things. So because you're very caring and therefore maybe sometimes too anxious, it can affect your stomach. So I think that you're probably going to be finding some ways as to enhance the effects of the worry that you may have. Right. So I'm not feeling the need to shuffle these again. So I think this is you. So I'm going to do 2 for love, 2 for career, and a few for overview here. Ooh, this has come out a lot lately. Okay, that's in love. This is your career. Okay. And this is your general overview. Nice. All right. So, don't worry, I will lift them up for you. In love, you have rebirth, which is judgment and normal tarot, and you also have the Ace of Swords. In career, you have the 4 of Wands and the Ferret, which is normally temperance. In the overview, you have the Ace of Wands, the Hermit, and the King of Pentacles, which I'll get to in just a second. And of course, we have the runes and stuff. So let's have a look and see. So, rebirth and the Ace of Swords for your love. I feel like you're coming out the other side of something here. You are answering an inner calling when it comes to what you want to see in a relationship. I feel like the Ace of Swords, though, if it's in reverse, don't worry, it's not negative necessarily. It just means that the energy isn't flowing the way it needs to. So the energy of the Ace of Swords is power and victory and clarity, the untapped potential of your mental reasoning and your kind of Queen of Swords energy, but on the start of it, the starting rung. It's like you want to smash forwards and charge up and get it going and just, you know, kind of like this. Like, I have an idea, I have this perfect thing, victory, I have cutting cords, and not quite yet. There are still some cords you need to cut when it comes to interferences in relationships, interferences from the past. And I feel like this is maybe some family influences, even like their opinions of relationships and the relationships you've had in the past. It could also be their examples that they've given you, maybe seriously bad ones. So you're kind of dealing with, you can't yet move on from this. There's still some stuff coming in here in regards to that. Maybe over the next 2 weeks you're going to be dealing with some stuff that's coming up. But the rebirth, that's the key. That's the really strong, I'm still moving forwards, I'm still coming out the other side, and I'm going to be fine, and I'm just going to continue my own journey. And I'm closed my eyes right now for some reason, because it feels like, yes, you have to feel yourself and know within yourself that this is definitely something that you want to do. This is definitely something that you feel is right. Now, this could be with anybody. If you're single, if you're coupled, if you're recently separated, if, you know, whatever. This seems to be that you're coming through something, and maybe to a realization that you can't yet activate because things are not done yet. But I do feel there's a lot of potential on its way to you, and I honestly believe that within the love area you're getting stronger rather than less, so shall we say. So this is really good. I also feel like there could be an announcement being made either from you or somebody else about engagements, or, you know, marriages or births or something. But I do feel, because the March hare is often associated with Easter, and Easter is always about birth and renewal and stuff, so there could be something about renewal, maybe renewal of vows even, but it just feels like there's something very particular here that is kind of an announcement, like, we are doing this again, we are processing this, or something. Or it could be you having to deal with the announcement of an ex or somebody having a marriage or having a baby, and you're just like, ugh, great, bloody hell. So even though you're coming out the other side, even though you're actually strong, there could be something that's kind of taking the power away slightly. But again, I feel like a lot of this is more family based, and they're being interfering rather than anything else. So with your career though, it looks a lot better. The career aspect is so much better actually. You have the Four of Wands and again Temperance. This feels like you are secure in something, but I also feel like I feel this is more, again, securing yourself, Virgo. Securing yourself and making sure that you are on the right track for you. If you want to change, the change is going to be coming up soon, because she seems to be very kind of concocting something new. Temperance is about balance and, again, focusing on your health. So when it comes to your 6th house of health with the Aquarius full moon, if you're Virgo rising, this could be something that you're focusing on and trying to get your health and maybe the work-life balance right over the next 2 weeks. There's a combination of the two. But I do feel that you have achieved everything you need to achieve in your current state. I do feel you have more skills than you realise, and they're not being utilised. And I also feel like you are kind of settled down. The stability here, I think you know what's expected and you know what's coming through. Your workplace may be upside down, topsy-turvy, not the best with HR and stuff like that. It could also be that your workmates are actually a bit chaotic. That's something that's just come through. But you are quite stable in that area. You're not one of them. You're not one of the chaos merchants that are around you. And I think that's standing you in a very good stead. But they are suggesting change here, because, again, it's balance. You have to have that work-life balance. And if it's not in balance, if it's not something that you have enough time at home that you feel okay, and therefore, you know, you're stressed at work, again, this needs to come through. Again, I get the stress thing. There may be some additional stresses coming in that you just have to deal with over the next 2 weeks, and that eases off slightly. But I do see change. I see you maybe wanting to change paths a little bit, or change the demands of the work that you do. Maybe delegate more, maybe have other people help, or just take on less. You know, there's something that's coming in here. But you are coming to the end of something, and I just think this will reveal itself to you over the next 2 weeks. Okay, so let's have a look at general overview. So we have the Ace of Wands, you have the Hermit, and you have the King of Pentacles. The Ace of Wands is kind of like a really snappy idea. You know, it's a spark of eureka moment. It's the creation of something new. And again, with an ace, it's untapped potential. So you have 2 aces here. The one where it feels like you haven't figured it out in your head yet, and you haven't been able to cut ties yet to reduce stress, that'll come through. But this is upright, so you can work with this already. You can make sure that any inspiration, like, oh, I have a great idea as to what I can do next, or oh, I have a great idea of how we can incorporate such and such in my daily life, or I could run at this time in the morning and then get home in time for blah, blah, blah. Doing something that inspires you, that gives you more time, that gives you more ability to de-stress and clutter. Sometimes the weeds in our minds just grow overboard, and it's just like, can't deal with it. I feel like this Hermit is like looking inside yourself and understanding what kind of solitude you need. Now, sometimes it's solitude where you just block everybody else away and you go into yourself for a few weeks or days and just kind of go, no, I'm done with you all. But sometimes solitude is still being in the house with somebody, still, you know, talking to somebody, but just taking a moment, like half an hour to read by the window in the morning, half an hour to run, like I say, just having that space to search yourself, to look inside, because I think there's a lot of chaos at the moment outside of your family. I don't know, there's something about family here, and then this seems to be okay, but you're still looking for something else. You're still feeling like there's another step and something to change. Oop. And then we have the King of Pentacles, who could be quite disciplined. It could be quite controlling if it's a person in your life. Could be seen as the father figure, boss, somebody who's like rigid in their processes. But similarly, I feel like it's you keeping the home fires burning, because we have the fire behind, and then we also have the starling in the window as a new dawn. So I do feel that you're comfortable enough. There's something here that suggests you're comfortable enough, but it's coming almost time to change. So change is there if you need it. I don't know what it is completely. There seems to be different layers for you guys. So what's Virgo saying here? Virgo. Right. Ooh, okay. So this one is Saulo. And Saulo is the sun. It's success. It's your goals realized. It's honor. So again, this one could be honor, but I feel like it belongs here. Ace of Wands, like success and the sun, and feeling so much like you have your goals realized, and you know, inspiration has struck you, and yes, I'm able to move forwards now, and it's brilliant, and I love it. So it's all that kind of let me just swivel back here so you can see. It's all that positivity. It's all that creativity burning underneath. And I feel like with Saulo, it's also the kind of realization that you can achieve what you need to achieve. You have what it takes. It's just, what do I want to achieve? And that's the question you have to ask yourself. Asking yourself the right questions about what you want, and asking yourself, you know, what you need. What is it you need? What is it you desire? You know? And I think this is coming through like more so for the whole month, I think. Asking what you need, or, you know, asking the universe, look, what do I need? What do I desire? What should I be looking for? All right. Let me see what's coming through. There we go. All right, you. Oh, it's time to release negativity. Yes, it is. This one here, cutting the cords. You can't quite do it yet. So I think that this is definitely something that you're going to be working on the next 2 weeks, seeing what you need to let go. Because sometimes, even though we love them very dearly, stresses can be coming from our loved ones, our friends, family, workmates, even our partners. So it's just like, look, I need to just focus on myself for a little bit longer. Now, a lot of Virgos may think this is selfish, but I don't. I think that this is full moon in Scorpio, we release it a lot. We're very notorious for freezing people out. So yeah, I would say that, cutting out negativity is definitely something that is one for you to do. Something that's coming to mind here. It's almost like you have yourself figured out. You're getting to know your limits and things like that, and you're dealing with stuff. But somebody always wants to come in and unload or offload some stuff onto you. And it's now time to say stop, because I think that you're going to start setting the limits. Whoops, sorry about that. It's just my fancy fingers pointing things everywhere. Setting limits that you don't let others cross, really. And just letting yourself, if you're feeling overwhelmed at any point, it's kind of like, okay, I love you, but no, I'm stepping back. And you may need to exercise this more in the next 2 weeks, because you're getting other things sorted, you're getting other things done. Here especially, you're getting things sorted and organised like her. And you can't listen to your inner voice if so many people are overtaking it and demanding its time. So I think it's definitely releasing that negativity and making sure that you can see things for yourself, really, and what's coming up. Well, in the meantime, my lovely Virgos, let me know in the comments below if this resonated. And if you want a reading based on this or have any other questions, the readings are available down below in the description box. But in the meantime, I'm sending you the best of love. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll read for you very, very soon.